Look, I'd just like to tell the football public, and in particular the Western Bulldogs supporters, that Bob Murphy is going to be the captain for season 2015, and couldn't be more proud of him as a young fella, and who's now, you know, the tender age. But 271 games of footy. He's been invested in the football club for a hell of a long time. It's a really, really important appointment for the football club to have strong leadership, and Bob is a unanimous choice across all cross sections of the football club. We canvassed the administration, the executive, the operational area, and in particular, and most importantly, the players. And for Bob to be announced captain of our footy club, it's a great honour for him and a credit to him as a person, him and his family, and really excited by the leadership and the example that he sets, and all the qualities that make him a great person. So we're I suppose honoured to have Murph our captain. So if you've got any questions for Bob, appreciate you ask him, and he does all the talking.
Well, Bob, did you ever see this happening?
Yeah, to be honest, Steve, not really. It wasn't had never been a burning ambition for me. But yeah, with the last couple of months and what happened there, you know, Griff walking away, I felt compelled to step forward, and I haven't doubted that instinct for a second since.
What was your reaction when you were told that you were made captain?
It's quite a surreal. I felt like a draftee again, but also, you know, a veteran in the same moment. It was quite surreal. Really proud. You know, you hear what it means to your family in particular. You know, this has been my football club for, you know, half my life. It means everything to me. You know, I've played under some of the great captains in our club's history, and to be part of that lineage is something really special. And you know, with the quality of people we've got, you know, in our playing group at the moment, young and full of energy, you know, I just can't wait to be a part of it for as long as I can.
What do you see as your strengths, Bob, in terms of leadership?
I think probably my greatest strength is, because I've, you know, played for this amount of time, the amount of mistakes I've made, to be honest, that I feel like I've learned from my mistakes right from the start, and that's the experience I'll be able to, you know, help with such a young group coming through.
You're one of footy's nice guys, Murphy. You're able to be a bit of a hard ass at times if you need to be.
Just nice for you, Steve-o. Is it, you know, you've got to be all things in a footy club, and you know, when the time comes to become, you know, direct and pretty blunt, I like to think that's there as well. But you know, certainly, you know, what I bring, you know, as a leader is probably more of a calming influence, and you know, someone that'll listen.
It's fair to say it's a short-term appointment, I guess, as moving to mentor someone moving forward. Have you got anyone in mind? Or?
I haven't thought that. What do you mean by fair to say? What are you sort of getting at?
Is there a 5-year deal in the mix? No, like, in all seriousness though, is it a 12-month, 24-month kind of appointment?
Oh, look, I know players can be generally pretty optimistic about how long we can play for, but I genuinely feel that, you know, I could play for at least a couple of years. And there is a lot of, you know, having said that, there's a lot of, you know, great young leaders coming through the club, and part of my role, and part of any leader's role, is to nurture that coming through. And if guys want more responsibility, then I'll be happy to nurture that as well.
So it's open-ended. There's no kind of set time frame on how long you'll be captain with someone coming through.
Well, it's open-ended from my point of view. I haven't spoken to list managers or presidents yet, but yeah, so it's still, the paint's pretty fresh.
I guess if you didn't harbour a long-term ambition to be captain of the club, what makes you think you're going to be a good captain, I guess?
Oh, I think you know, just because I didn't harbour the ambition to be a captain right from the start, I've always thought of myself as a leader around the footy club from pretty early on in my career. So yeah, certainly I've had leadership ambitions, but the captaincy's just snuck up on me late.
Your form's been pretty good in 2014. Is that one of the motivating factors as well?
I guess it forms part of the overall picture, but yeah, I think, you know, consistent form is part of what we see in a captain, and I've been able to, you know, probably play my better footy in the second half of my career. So keen to keep that going. along with the other responsibilities that come with the role.
I'd just like to say as far as how long the term of the captaincy goes, I mean, the qualities inherent in Murph, he'll be the leader that comes to us and says, look, I think our incumbents or so-and-so is probably ready to take the mantle, and if that's next year or in 2 years or in 3 years or however long Murph plays AFL footy, then that's the kind of person he is, and that's why he's been voted in by the whole of the football club as our captain. So it'll probably be him telling us, I reckon someone new is the way to go.
Are there vice captains at the moment?
No, well, there's some water to go under the bridge as far as what our leadership model looks like. We need to make sure that we implement the right approach. We're going to take one off the shelf, and you're never going to get it 100% right, and we need to get it as close to 100% as we can. So obviously Murph will play a really important part in getting to that point where we think, okay, this is the right profile for us, and that'll take a little bit of time. I think for me coming in, and I mentioned it in the first press conference, that we need to get busy with announcing a captain, because I saw that there was some standout possibilities in our playing group. Without talking about who the others might be, and obviously definitely he was at the top of the tree for me. Having known a bit about him, external perception is he's universally loved. He's got great character, an exceptional person. So it needed to happen quickly. There was no use waiting to see who rises to the top, because for me there was some clear candidates straight away. So we've done it quickly because it's important the club has a captain.
Do you have a short list of, I guess, who you want to groom as the next one? Is it important to have a list of guys that you're looking at all the time?
Oh, no short list. No, definitely not. But there's a good spread of great youth and character there that will that Murph will help develop. And there's, I mentioned the word incumbent. There's a couple of boys who Murph will bring along over the next couple of years, and that's part of his. We're rapt that he wants to be the captain, because there's extra responsibility attached to it. It's not just being the figurehead and being a spokesperson and a representative of the football club. It's helping people get better, and that's one of the great qualities about Murph, and it's one of the main reasons why it's unanimous that we want him to be captain of our football club. And I think the supporters and everyone associated with the football club would be over the moon with this appointment.
Well, it was obviously quite a turbulent off-season to start with. Did you get the sense now that the waters are starting to sort of calm down a bit at the club? Yeah,
footy clubs, they never cease to amaze you how quickly they can absorb those times which were turbulent, like you say. I've been encouraged. I spoke to the boys, in the last half an hour, and just been, even on the small sample size of my first week back, there is a real a different energy among the playing group, and we've got a lot of new faces in the staff. That keeps someone like me young and invigorated, and I can't wait to, I feel like they're taking me along for the ride at the moment. The guys are really, they're really shaping this football club, and I'm sort of more of a sort of nurturing influence from the side.
Bob, what have your first impressions been of Luke coming on board?
I love the this isn't easy, it's half volley. He is someone that speaks from the heart, and he speaks a lot about unity and getting everyone in the same boat, going in the same direction, and that's what's great about all footy clubs, but it's uniquely special to me and this footy club, and what I love about being here. So as a former Bulldogs man himself, I can't wait to get in to see what the future holds, but I think it'll be brighter days ahead.
Just back on that invigoration that you spoke about, is with finals sort of on the rise now with such an exciting young group, does that keep you, I guess, keep the fire in your belly going as well?
To be honest, it's more the opportunity with the changes and upheaval we've had. It's a really blank canvas with a group of players that are ready to launch, and I think they're ready to see what they're capable of. I'm not talking about finals or games or wins, losses, but I think there's a feeling amongst the young playing group that they want to shape this football club and take it somewhere new and exciting.
you look around the locker room and so many of your mates have left. Do you feel in a way that some of those guys have almost deserted the club in some way?
The guys who've left most recently.
Yep.
Oh, look, I don't think it's probably fair for me to speculate. You know, I don't think it's fair to lump them all together. Each situation's very different. It's a cutthroat business, and everyone's under a lot of pressure. And when you have losing seasons end on end, it puts enormous pressure on everyone. So, no, I don't feel like that.
You've been here a long time, Bob. Search for a power forward, just to see Tom Boyd walk into the gym. The size of the bloke, it's something to kick to.
Yeah, he's certainly big, and he's got a lot of talent. There's also a long way to go. He's only 19. I don't want to put too much pressure on him early, but he's the thing that's given me most heart. That he's only been here for a couple of weeks, and he very much feels a part of the group, and the boys have taken him in as one of their own, as any good football club does. The future's bright for him, but more importantly, I think it's brighter for us.
Because it is such a young group, do you feel like you need to do something maybe special as a leader, sort of leading the team in your own way?
I don't think I'll be running through any three-quarter time huddles. I don't think that'll be sort of my style. No, I don't think. I think footy's sort of gone away from pulling a rabbit out of the hat. Yep. My first sort of call as captain is to sit down with Luke and the rest of the leaders around the footy club and just sort of try and articulate the way forward.
Luke, can I ask you about Brett Montgomery? Will you be sitting down with him at any stage to chat about his future?
Yeah, I caught up with him yesterday actually. I mentioned again in the first press conference that I was looking forward to working with all the coaches, and we've had a great week. And the process that we all went through, the selection process to be the Western Bulldogs coach, was pretty intense, and so it's probably a good idea for Monty just to have a bit of a spell. I couldn't. I needed to jump into it, and so he starts back on Monday, which is great. So I'm looking forward to working with him, and he's got such a unique skill set, and he's very, very experienced. I need him. We need him, and he knows that, and he's really looking forward to coming back. So over the course of next week, Monty and all the coaches will sit down and talk about what we're doing as a collective, and there'll be some slight adjustments to roles and responsibilities, but most importantly for Monty is that he'll keep growing as a coach, and I've got no doubt that the next time there's an opportunity that comes up in AFL circles for a senior coaching position, that he'll be well thought of again, and one of the top candidates. So we need to help him get there and win that next opportunity. So, but he's a crucial part of what we're doing. He's got great relationships with the players, and most importantly, out of everything, he's really looking forward to getting back, getting his teeth into it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.